Hey there, you beautiful badass. Welcome to the Carrie Croft Show. I'm your host, Carrie Croft, delivering you stories that get you pumped up and feeling like the unstoppable savage that you are. So grab your coffee, put on your game face, and let's do this thing, baby. Avena Women's Care is a collective of 40-plus providers that have been serving Central Ohio communities with comprehensive women's health care for decades. They meet women where they are in every phase of life. From fertility services to menopause care, annual checkups to 3D mammography, Avena provides robust services for all. So for the highest level of individualized women's health care, there's one name to remember: Avena Women's Care. Go to www.avenawomenscare.com to request an appointment. Be sure to tell them Carrie sent you. Ready to elevate your self-care game? Boss Gal Beauty Bar is a modern med spa offering everything from cosmetic injectables, lasers and microneedling, to medical-grade facials and skincare. Conveniently located in Clintonville, Grandview, Powell, and Easton, making self-care a priority has never been easier. Use code CROFT for $25 off your first visit. Ever wonder what lasers really do for your skin? If you've been on the fence, now's your chance. Join us for Donaldson's educational laser event, Shed Some Light, September 25th in Dublin and September 27th in Lewis Center. Meet the experts, see the treatments in action, and get your questions answered. Plus, if you're a first-time client, mention the Carrie Croft Show and you'll get $100 off your first purchase. Don't miss it. And find all the details at donaldsonhealth.com. How do you feel about our branding? Being the brand snob that you are. Give me some advice on how we should up our branding game.
Well, and how so though? Like,
I don't know.
Are you talking name? Or are you talking
in general? Like when you know, a brand is a vibe.
Yeah.
So what's your?
No, I mean, you guys. So I've been trying to figure out what your end goal with all this is for a while now.
Yes.
Because it has evolved.
You and everybody else.
Yeah. No, but it has evolved, and I like the production level has gone up. Mm-hmm. Like I go back and I look at some of the early stuff, and now you guys are doing a lot of little promo things, and so now the brand is you. I think you guys do a good job with it. I mean,
yeah, but because this is a big conversation right now about, I leave SOS, sell my interest, and before I left SOS, I started the show. So I think that was kind of like the subconscious, like me kind of moving away and like just doing something fun to figure it out.
Right.
And to the outside person, it's like, what does she do? Like, what is she into? Like, she's talking about surrogacy. She's talking about, business. We got hip hop artists on.
Right.
So like, what is that what your perception is?
It's eclectic.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Yeah.
I think if you focus on one topic all the time, I think things can get stale over time. And I think you also don't know what a guest is going to bring coming into it.
Yeah.
So I think the more variety that you have, and I mean, the energy is always great. Mm-hmm. But here's my question though, is why did you want to do the first one? Like what made you do it? And how'd you get to the guest of the first one?
So why did I do it? I've always interviewed people in my head.
Okay.
And I've always listened to Howard Stern. Like,
Gotcha.
I just love the art of what he does. And I have a genuine curiosity about human beings.
Okay.
And I think along with that, I wanted to have fun just sitting with someone. So with SOS, I loved it. It was such a great climb. It was a decade of just like community and like grit. And we did a lot of things right, did a lot of things wrong. But I always felt like very caged in. I always felt like when people would come in, I'd be like, but I don't want to talk to you about a burpee. I don't want to talk to you about, I want to talk to you about so many other things. And I always felt like, well, they just see me as like this fitness person. And that I love fitness.
Right.
But I felt like I was already outgrowing that part of it a long time ago.
Okay. All right.
So my genuine curiosity is just wanting to sit down with people. And that's probably why I did the Carrie Croft Show. I'm like, this would be a great way to create awareness, kind of figure out what I want to do.
Right.
And just be me. And just like, this is all the stuff I'm into.
So would you consider yourself a creative?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also, I'm like the hybrid. I'm a creative, but I'm also like an operational person to an extent. So I definitely, I merge those worlds for sure.
I get that 1,000%. So I've always been on the creative side, but I'm one of the few creatives that understand the business side as well, which I never realized that wasn't really a thing. Because I mean, to me, people are very divided when it comes to that. On the creative side, I love everything about, doing stuff new or thinking what's next. But a lot of times people that think that way can't understand the business side of how to grow something. And so for me, it's this balance where if I don't have both, like, I don't know if I just have one or the other, if it would be enough.
Yeah, I have to have both.
Yeah.
Because I geek out on things. Like I geek out on certain numbers, certain like wanting like analytics, figuring things out, solving problems. Like the couple that like I'm doing basically like the modern day business consulting stuff with the B Lab.
Okay.
So we have like 6 prototypes that we like the beginner, blocked, brand gap, brave shift, build out. And we have a clarity quiz. You can go in, it's all very new. We're not even like our website isn't even done yet. So those are the prototypes. Yes. Like if you go do the clarity quiz, it's like, oh, Troy, you're blocked. And then we go through, we figure out, and then there's a bottleneck is the other one. So
Gotcha.
there's a couple in there and, they're struggling with basic business stuff. First of all, financials are the lifeblood of your business. If your financials aren't working, nothing's working. So you gotta triage that. But then when you have no brand clarity, your user experience is a 2 out of 10, right? But see, I love the operational part of like trying to help them Rubik's Cube through that. But then I also love the design. I'm a design snob about everything, which gets me in a real problem.
So you're doing the consulting stuff too then as well.
So what happened was when I was doing the show, I didn't want to do anything. I'm like, what do I do? Go do like another fitness place? That's basic. Like I'm going to go compete with Gretchen and like no, I don't want to do that. If I did another fitness thing, it would be like later and it would be something that's not in the city that is evolved.
Okay.
There's so much to be desired here. Mm-hmm. But I guess I had a moment where I was like, well, what do I do well? And what did I do for SOS? Like basically I met Gretchen. She was, had a couple of clients, couldn't figure out how to like communicate it. Like I'm like, hey, I'll exchange you, like I'll give you business advice for a free train. So I basically like was taking the Christmas lights, and I'm like, that's what I'm good. Like, that's what I want to do is like that.
Right.
And so that's kind of what I'm doing now with the B Lab.
I got you.
It's very exciting.
Enough
about me. Okay. Troy Allen, welcome to the Carrie Croft Show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you.
Yeah. Sorry, I canceled once already.
That's okay. I'm analyzing you. I'm very impressed with your outfit.
It's pretty basic.
But it's basic and it's almost like it's urban cool. It's working for you. And you're taller than what I thought.
Yeah, I think I'm shrinking as I get older.
How tall are you?
I would say I used to be 6'1", but I'm probably 6 foot now.
Oh, come on. You're not like an old man. You don't shrink until you're like, what, 60?
Well, I'm pushing it. I mean, I'm 53.
You live clean?
Well, that depends on what clean is.
Do you work out?
I do a lot more now. I would say the last year I've started to refocus on that a lot more, where I think as I was growing my business, I kind of let all that get away from me for a while. But no, yes, I do work out pretty much every morning.
You look pretty tight.
Yeah.
You look pretty fit. What are you doing right now?
Well, that's funny because if you would have seen me a year ago, so people haven't seen me in some time, like I get that all the time now. I would say at my heaviest, I was probably 305.
Stop it.
Yeah, and so like right now I'm 210. So that's probably over the last year and a half, 2 years.
You doing a lot of weights?
I do a lot of free weights. Yeah, I do a lot of free weights.
Isn't it funny how a lot of successful people will like go balls to the wall with the business side, making money. They get so obsessed and they completely leave the most precious, valuable parts of life to the wolves.
I'm all in or all out on everything. And
you're an extremist.
Yes. And so if I'm in on something, I obsess about it and I don't stop. But if I'm on the fence, I can't. I have to be all in or all out. And so as you look at the journey of my career, my life, and kind of where I am now, I'm trying to figure out if I want to be all in or all out still. So,
Aren't we all trying to figure that out?
yeah. I mean, my whole goal in life, I think for the last 20 years was always just to replace myself. So,
Yeah, right. You haven't done that yet.
I'm getting close.
Kind of.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
Let's talk about the Bogey first.
Ugh.
Oh, you say that as like, oh. So, okay, so was that something like for years you'd like look at that and go, man, that's got to be like a cash cow, or I would love to like, I used to always in my mind think, I always want to know how much money they made during the memorial and then how much they made otherwise. And then when they closed it, I was like, what the hell? It's the Bogey. It's a staple. And then you swoop in. Like, how did all that happen?
So first off, I never want to be a bar or restaurant owner.
I know. I heard that on
Yeah.
Conquering Columbus. I was like, well, sorry about it.
So with the Bogey, I live up that way. I live in Dublin. I mean, I go to the tournament every year, and I know the Bogey for the last 20 years. As it changed ownership and kind of kept struggling there for a while and was open and closed, I was asked several times for a lot of years to do something with it or come in, and my answer was always hell no, absolutely not. I don't want to do it. And we have been developing a golf concept now for the last 5 years. And that with a combination of another concept we were working on, and then the Bogey opportunity came up. And so for me, it was kind of merging two things and doing it under the Bogey brand. Everything we do is nostalgia driven. And when you think of, the history and the nostalgia behind the Bogey, and for me to be able to bring that back and do something better and kind of reinvent it it gets me excited. It gets me really excited. That site is a bit of a problem, which is why it hasn't been built on for so long, and it's been a struggle to kind of redevelop up there.
Why is it a problem?
Well, you have multiple municipalities. So you have Shawnee Hills, you have Dublin, you have Delaware County when it comes to the utilities, and then you have the city of Columbus when it comes to the roads. And so that our plot of land where we were doing the project, it's actually on Shawnee Hills in Dublin. But so instead of us going, like when we build in Bridge Park, that's all Dublin, or we build in another market, you're working with one municipality and you're working together. This one, it's four. And so trying to get everyone to agree on stuff or come together, or one wants this, the other one wants that. And it's like, okay, then who's going to pay for it? So that has not been an easy project.
Of course.
And so yeah, I'm still excited about that project. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, to be honest with you.
Oh, you don't?
No. And that's the thing, is because I get this question all the time, and this will be the first time I'm actually talking public about it. So we're close. It's just the math doesn't work anymore for what we have to put into it and what the original budget was, everything that we have to do. We always look at our projects as a certain amount of year payback that we're going to get. And right now this is double what is in our normal pro forma. And so it doesn't paper anymore.
The math ain't mathin'.
No, it's not. I still believe in the concept. I believe in the Bogey. We'll see if it happens there and if it happens under that brand. But it's not an idea and something we've been working on for so long that I'm gonna let die.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's the golf concept you're working on?
Well, that's what evolved into the Bogey. Worked on several different entertainment concepts. Mm-hmm. The golf one, I mean, when we started out, you had the puttery, putt shack, golf centric, Top Golf, all kind of come into the entertainment space, and they all blew up really quick. For us, Pop Stroke is Tiger Woods' concept. It's a big putty one. No one's gone up against them yet, and again, I think in that realm, the Top Golfs and the Pop Strokes are very tech driven. And so I feel like they've lost personality, and they lost the game and the nostalgia behind it. And so with what we do, we really focus in on that. And so our concept was more about the personality. It was more about leading in to country clubs while poking fun at them and being more analog than tech. And so it was kind of it's taking everything back to how it was, and that's just how it is, how we do things. Everything comes back around. I just don't always think it has to be tech driven.
Did you see the landline thing that's coming out?
The landline thing?
For kids? Yeah, I want to know who. I haven't had a chance to perv into who did it, but probably some geek in the basement somewhere. But it's called the landline.
Okay.
And it's a landline phone that they're connecting so kids can talk.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Is it just going to connect through the internet?
Probably.
Huh.
But it's going to be, it's kind of like bringing back the old school. You'd probably be interested in it.
Again,
because it's going to be hot
around.
It's going to be hot this holiday for sure. How would you describe your childhood in like a sentence? You said it was tougher.
It's tougher than how my kids are growing up. Let's
well,
put it that way.
Right.
I was a coach's son, and so everyone loved my dad. My dad was amazing, but he was really hard on me, and so I always just saw my dad as the coach, and so we didn't come from much, very blue collar family, but I would say I had a lot of expectations of kind of doing more, or expectations when it came to sports. And I think sports, it burned me out like early.
Were you a good athlete?
I was. And that was the weirdest thing, like especially through like junior high and high school, is because I was an athlete, but I was also the kid who could draw and be creative. And so I had this crossover of like two groups that normally wouldn't come together and be friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of friends with both, and so it allowed me to kind of see both worlds.
What'd you play?
I played baseball was my number one sport, and then football and basketball.
What'd you like to draw?
Back then, I used to do a lot of portraits. So, and it's funny because this actually came up a couple weeks ago. I can do really detailed, realistic portraits and paintings. And the last time that I drew has been years. I mean, we're talking probably 15, 20 years. And I'm almost scared to try because I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. And so it's like one of those things. But yeah, I used to draw all the time.
See, I'm surprised that you haven't had like a creative pull to want to get a canvas or something and just draw or piece of paper or something.
It's different now. I mean, so like when now, like when I'm concepting or thinking of new things, it's also computer now. And it just, I get more into that design mode where, when I draw, it just was always fun and it was always just for me. And I feel like I don't do that anymore. I design for other people now. So
you said that you didn't want to go into hospitality, and I can imagine that's a grind of an industry. I mean, clearly there's pros and cons to everything. I mean, alcohol margins have to be pretty healthy. What is it, 70, 80%, something like that?
Yeah, it's between 70 and 80.
What was this last year like? I know you closed 16-bit downtown.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that had to be hard, right?
It was. That was the first concept that we did as Rise Brands.
How long were you guys flailing there, or what? Talk to me about the thought process. When did you start to see it go sideways, and give me a little back story on that.
Here's the thing: is it was still a profitable business, but that area, like just South Fourth, I mean, it's not what it was, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And with redevelopment that was happening over there, we were on a month-to-month a lease, and a lot of we had 16-bit, we did pins. And so as we started to expand, they started to be side by side, and then they started to kind of merge together. And so a lot of our Cincinnati location, our Charlotte location, we actually rolled 16-bit into our pins locations. So it was like kind of one experience. And we haven't done that yet here in town. We still have the freestanding 16-bit in Columbus, and we have one in Indianapolis. It was just time. It was, it wasn't making the money that it used to, but for me, that wasn't important. That was such a community thing, and it was the infancy of kind of what we did and what got us started. And so it was tough. It was tough to let that one go.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot tougher than I thought, but it was just time. That area is it's struggling right now, and it does need redeveloped. So,
do you make any money on the food?
So we don't have food.
You don't have any food? No snacks? You have Mikey's come in to
Yeah. So Mikey's is at our Easton location and at our Dublin location. They're going to be close to us in Dayton now as well. We opened up there a few months ago.
I was going to say, you have to have something for somebody to eat.
Well, no. So, but that's the thing is that was one of the things that was kind of ingenious about what we did. So when you look at the margins, okay. Most bars, they have food or they show sporting events because they want you to stay there longer.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you drink more. And so when we provide the entertainment side of it, our average guest will stay 2 to 2.5 hours. I can calculate down to the minute, like what it means to us financially. And so we don't need to do the food because the margins aren't as good.
God, and it
Kitchen
takes
staff,
it takes all complexity out of there.
And so for us, it was, let's focus on this side of it, provide a really good experience, keep people there, and allow people to bring food in. You know, I mean, that's why people can order in. That's why we support all the bricks and mortar that's around us. If not, we'll do food truck programs. For us, it just wasn't part of the business side of it, so we stayed away from it.
You don't make money on the games? Or do you make money on the games?
So we make money on some of them. So we charge for the duck pin bowling. We used to charge 50 cents for pinball, and all the video games were free. All the video games are still free. A lot of the activities and stuff are free, but now we charge, I think, $1 for pinball. So pinball we charge for, and the duck pin bowling we charge for.
What has been because you said something about surviving, and that like the last year has been tough, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody who's out there and they're want to open a bar, or they're in the throes of it and they're like, shit, this is hard. Like, what are you experiencing?
Yeah, I mean, so this is the first year, and I forget how many years now, where when you look at alcohol consumption, it's decreased. And so it hasn't, every year it goes up, 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 up. This is the first year it's really decreased, and people are drinking less. And so when you look at, low proof, no proof, THC, those are all categories now that are expanding. And so it's a little misleading, because people be like, well, THC or my low proof menu has grown 20% over the last year. Yeah, it's 20%, but it's also maybe 4% of your overall business. But that's where things are going. And so you have to have those options now. The entire industry is, I'd say, down 10 to 15%, okay, on the hospitality side. We're ahead of that. I mean, we're down probably 6 to 8%. But it's still, when you look at year-over-year numbers and you see that, it gets demoralizing. And so we've reforecast it, and it's just people aren't going out as much, they're not drinking as much as they used to. But again, for our business, it's still a very profitable, successful business.
Yeah, I mean, I think because the world's on tilt, people are, there's a lot of people are just out there surviving. Yeah. So maybe going to pins may not be as easy as it was before. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the world's just nuts.
I think there's a lot of that, but I also think that the people started demanding more out of entertainment and bars and restaurants. When we first did it, we came in early before there was like eatertainment, as they call it now, and so it was pretty easy to kind of reinvent the space and find a niche and do things that were more brand centric. I mean, we surround people with our brand and nothing else. From the music to everything else that you hear and see, we want it to be an experience, and we're very dialed in on that. It's just over time, the people demand more. So you look at in the entertainment space, how many more concepts are out there? How much, even restaurants you go to now, it's a different experience. I just think there's more out there for people, and people got so much more demanding on what they want on a night out or an experience and I think that's all a good thing. But there's just a lot more competition.
What's your music philosophy?
That's a huge debate within our stores. Every market's different. I always think the music has to be a bit upbeat or more nostalgic based, where it's like you hear that song you haven't heard for 10 years and you just want to dance to it. But again, it depends on the market. What we don't like is when things start to skew toward like our management teams they have a personal taste and they start to infuse that. It still has to be on brand, and it still has to be about the people that are there and what they want to hear. So I'm a rock guy. And so for me, it's, I love the Black Keys. I love, more music like that. That to me is more, it's wider.
I thought you were a Beastie Boys guy too.
I'm a Beastie Boys guy too.
What's your favorite Beastie Boys song? So what you want?
No.
I love that song.
No, so mine was probably
Paul
Sabotage. Yeah, like the for me that's
a hard hitter.
Yeah, it was the first time it's like rock and rap kind of came together.
Yeah,
and so every market's different for us when it comes to the music, and it's always a debate within our stores.
Are you a ball buster? You feel like a ball buster to me.
Yes, I am.
So you said, like, you gave me this softball, which I would have asked you anyway. Like, you said people would call you an asshole.
Oh, without question.
So, and I looked up online, there's a couple things out there like, a little trolling. I'm like, damn, they're trolling.
Yeah, yeah.
But we get that. People get that, right? Especially when you're successful and you're known, like you get like this, the way you're perceived in the streets, So why the asshole? Like what is you, I think just from the, like, just so everyone knows, I've only known you now for what? 20 minutes in person, right?
Yes.
The energy is very like stealthy. It was quiet, but I just think your tolerance for bullshit is probably like really small.
It is. I like to say I'm honest to a fault because I'll say whatever's on my mind, and a lot of times that gets me in trouble. I would also say that I'm very hard charging. I have very high standards, and I don't lower them often. And so I'm a tough person to work for. I would also say that I'm a very different person to work for now than I was 10 years ago. I look back, like how I would just bowl in a china shop, like come in and say, this is how we're going to do it. This is how things are going to be. And that's just how I would run the business. That's evolved and that's changed. Now, was I that person? Yeah, without question. Am I still that person? Yeah, without question. I think I've just learned now how it affects other people. And you have to have both.
So in the last 10 years, what was a moment that you can remember that you were like, okay, I just learned from that?
I mean, shit. I don't get surprised by much. I rarely get surprised by anything because I look at every angle and I overanalyze everything. For me, it was two things at once, and then there was a third one that humbled me. So COVID happened. Did not see that coming. Did not expect in 3 days to have to close all of our businesses and lay everyone off. During all that, I got divorced, and I didn't see that coming either. And so for me, it was these two things that were major things in your life that, and again, I'm a planner. I plan for everything. I can look back and I can understand both now. But at that time, it was an oh fuck moment for me. It was, I didn't see this stuff coming. And, it was like move on, continue, being there for the family, the business, regrow the business. But then, so we had a concept called Weenie Wonder that we
I love it.
I still believe in the brand. I believe in the concept. We were horrible operators. That's why we don't do food.
Yeah.
But when I decided to close that, because we had 2 locations, it's where Mikey's is now at Dublin and Easton, and then we had a third one under construction. And we just weren't delivering the product that we set out to do. And so I'll never forget when we closed it, I had an all-company meeting where I would show, our marketing materials of like what this Chicago dog's supposed to look like. And then the day before I went and I was the last person to order at our Dublin location. And I took a picture of what I was served. And it was 2 totally different things. And it's like, this is not who we are. Like we're out here marketing this. We have great experiences. We train, coming out of COVID, it was a tough time to employ people. I mean, we had people making $24 an hour, working on a line. And so closing that, I think it's the first time that I developed something that failed. Like it failed. And that was tough. And I think when I closed that, a lot of the stuff that I went through during COVID and my divorce and I never dealt with, it all hit at once. And I got to a really dark spot, like just a really dark place, because I felt like the biggest failure in the world. Those 3 major things all kind of happened at the same time.
Stress and inflammation take a toll on your body and your wellness. Relax, restore, and rejuvenate at Panacea Luxury Spa Boutique. Book any service of $100 or more and enjoy 2 hours in our luxury amenities. Unwind in our Himalayan salt saunas. Recharge in our wet retreat space with a eucalyptus steam room, hot hydrotherapy pool, and cold plunge. Then drift into deep relaxation with our hanging loungers. What's your panacea? We'll help you find it. Who says you need a special occasion to feel like a celeb? I mean, stress is real. Life is busy. And your scalp? Yeah, it deserves some love too. That's where Headspace by Mia Santiago comes in. Treat yourself or someone who deserves it to a luxurious scalp treatment and a killer blowout or cut. because nothing says main character energy, honey, like a fresh style from celebrity stylist Mia and her team. And because we love a good deal, mention the Carrie Croft Show and get 20% off your service or any gift card for somebody in your life that you love. Headspace by Mia Santiago, because great hair days shouldn't be rare. So did you didn't see the divorce? Your wife one day was just like, I'm out?
Yeah, so I look back and I get it now. I totally see it now. The way that I just wasn't present. I was growing the business. And so at the time, we were building locations in Nashville and Charlotte. And they had timing worked out where they were overlapping, which is not what we normally do. So I was gone a lot. And, I'd come home, on the weekends, and I'd be so exhausted that I just didn't want to do anything. And, my wife, she was with the kids all week. We had 2 young kids. And so at that moment, she's like, all right, let's go to this event or this party or this and that. And I was just like, I just want to lay down and do nothing. And so I get it now. I wasn't there for her. It's like I'm all in or all out. I was all in on the business. I thought everything I was doing was I'm supposed to support the family, provide for the family. And yeah, in the end, it was I think 2 days before Christmas, it was, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm out. And I was like, didn't see that one coming. But I fully understand now.
Are you single?
After my divorce, I did get into another relationship for quite a while. But I'd say now for the last probably year and a half, I'll date, but I purposely tried to spend time by myself.
Well, do you know that I also, in my repertoire of skills, that I'm a low-key matchmaker as well?
Uh-oh. Yeah, good luck with this one. For me, it's something that just hasn't been important right now.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably good for you to spend time alone. Do you know that there's a statistic? And like when I say this, don't you ever wonder like who these people are when people be like, well, statistics show that, 32, I'm like, people can just make this shit up. But there's a statistic out there currently floating around that single women live longer than married women and they're much happier. And conversely, married men live longer and are much happier.
Married men are
much
happier? Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What do you think that says about the male species versus the female species?
Oh, I have so many things I want to say right now that they're all inappropriate.
That's what this show is about. That's what this show is about.
I would say that I think that shows that men are more patient and will deal with more.
Yeah. Right.
Men
are weenie wonders.
Yeah. I can kind of see that. And again, I would say ever since I was in high school, I can't remember many times where I wasn't in a relationship, like a long relationship. And so this last year and a half has been, I've worked on myself. I've, dealt with a lot of stuff, but I think for the last year and a half, I've just been undateable.
Just for shits and giggles, what's your type?
So tall women scare me. So typically, no. So
me being 5'9" and almost 5'10", and Kate being 5'10" does not bode well for us.
That's the funny thing, though, is after my divorce, I was in a relationship for about 2 years to someone who was 5'10", and so typically it's blonde hair, more petite, athletic, not all the dolled up stuff. Like I like to be able to go hike and then go to dinner. So I used to have a very specific type, but that's changed over the.
Why do tall women scare you?
They just like growing up. It was just something. I don't know what it was. Like it's an intimidation thing for me. Like
Are you intimidated by me? No, at all? Not even close? Like when you first met me downstairs, you weren't like, ooh, she's scary, she's tall.
No, I don't get intimidated by many people. And I think a lot of times if I'll work myself up on something, and it's not the other person, it's me doing it. But no. I've listened to this enough, and you've interviewed enough people that I know that I knew it was going to be a good conversation.
You knew I wasn't going to like attack you.
No.
So what kind of dad, like, are you a hard charger dad too? Like you said that your dad like was kind of hard on you.
Mm-hmm.
How has that transcended into you being a parent, and what are you trying to really watch for?
So I would say I'm probably 3 times worse than my dad. I'm tough. I'm tough. You know, my kids always know where they stand, but it's pretty black or white with me. But you know, I also realized early on. Again, I think I've evolved over the last 5 years. But I tried to coach my son in football and in basketball, and I realized really quick that I don't have the temperament for that. Like I can't. Like, and then I realized, like, my dad growing up, how awesome he was at it. Because there's just no way I could do it. I think I lasted 1 season, and I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Do you get angry, or are you like too stressed out, or what's your demeanor out there?
Angry is a good word. To me, it's not a stress thing. It's like I don't like to lose, and I don't like when someone's not prepared. And so if they're failing, I feel like I'm failing. And so yeah, I motivate through fear sometimes, and so yeah, I just not a good coach. But yes, I'm hard on my kids. My son he's first year at University of Kentucky, which I think is awesome because he's been through a lot the last 5 years, the divorce and everything else like that, and so for him to go be on his own now and have to figure it out. And I was really looking forward to him going away and having to kind of do this. They just kind of had a more sheltered life than I did growing up.
Well, yeah. Of course. So, one more thing about your ex-wife.
Yeah.
Are you guys good now?
Yeah.
Like, now that you've reflected and you're like, hey, I realized that, like, I see where you were coming from, kind of thing? Because not everybody gets there with their exes.
Yeah. I'm not fully there.
Yeah.
I will also say that we're both very different people now, and we're not who we met each other. 28 years ago now. She's a very different person than she was when we were married. I'm a very different person. So I guess she's the most amazing mom in the world. Like, she is absolutely amazing. She's a great person. She's just not the person I know anymore. And so it's tough for me to react to that. Like, would I be friends with her if I just knew her now? Yeah, probably, without question. But I have this long history and, the ups and the downs of it.
Yeah.
But no, we still co-parent really good. I know how to push her buttons. She knows how to push my buttons. And so, we'll go a long time without talking. And then if I ever needed something, she'd be there in a heartbeat. If she ever needed something, I'd be there in a heartbeat. But yeah, it's just different people now.
So what do you do in terms of, like, you said you spent some more time alone and you've been like self-reflecting. Mm-hmm. What have you done? What kind of work on yourself and, like, specifics?
So I every year I will always do a trip on my own. And so it's something that usually it's typically at the beginning of the year, but I'll need to go away and truly reset and, like, plan the year to come. And so I've been very, specific and of doing that every year. And I think over the last several years, it's not a once a year thing anymore. Like, if I find myself getting to a low point, or I find myself kind of losing my energy or kind of my fire, I'll go away. And so I've gone to places like the Ranch, which is a health and wellness place you can go to, and you just eat right for a week and work out, and you do all this health and spiritual stuff. I've done another place called Pritikin down in Miami. I either need to be out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, like by myself trying to survive, or I need to be in a very structured program that if I don't show up for a class, or I don't go to a workout, or I don't, like, I need to be very regimented.
So when you say trying to survive, you get like a tent out there and just, like, plop yourself in the wilderness? And
yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I wish I could do that. I used to do that a lot more than I do now. But that's what I like. I like the isolation. Like, when I hear people, they go doing the week with, like, in dark and, like, not talking, like, I live for that type of stuff.
Like, in the dark though,
yeah.
You would do?
Yeah, I would do that. I would try anything once. But no, I like that type of stuff.
I'm into the trip alone. I think that's a luxury that most people would love, right? I think that's cool. I think the dark thing, I'd be bored. I'd be like, what the hell? I talked to that guy that did it, that came to RTRX last year.
Yeah.
He was in the dark for so we were all asking him a bunch of questions.
And, maybe after a day I'd be like, screw this, I'm not doing it anymore. But you don't know until you try it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think to me, it's you're trying to push your limits on something, and it's not comfort, but it's knowing that you conquered it.
Yeah.
So.
When you say you went into a really dark place before, how long did that last? And would you say you were in a full-fledged depression? Did you have anxiety?
I don't think I had anxiety, but for me to say that I had depression or I was depressed, it's a tough one. But yeah, no, I was. I was in a very dark place. There's one thing about getting up and not feeling motivated in the morning, but getting up, and I didn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And I think there was one period where it was probably 4 days. I didn't leave my house, and it just got to a really dark place. Now, what I've realized is, one, I got help with that. Two, I talked to people about it. And so, I'm fortunate, one, to have really good friends, and then to have some networks that allow me to be able to talk and share things, the top 5% or bottom 5% of your life. But the one that I didn't realize was, because I stepped away from the company for a little bit, and then I came back, and I was honest with everybody of why I left for a few weeks and what I was going through. And I think that helped me more, just talking about it and being honest about it, than anything I physically did or anything I worked on. And what was crazy was the amount of people within the company that reached out, and for them to hear that from me, how important that was. Because everyone struggles. I mean, everyone does. And I just don't think it's something that people talk about. I went away on a trip by myself again about 3 months ago, because I was back there where I was kind of stuck again, and so it was time for me to reset. So I reset a lot.
I feel like it's just the universe is designed for us to get stuck and for us to unstuck. Because I can picture you, here you are, you build all this great stuff, and then you lose your wife. COVID's this, extraordinary, wild thing nobody ever anticipated. But we beat ourselves up, right? You're well, I thought that's what I was supposed to do, is work hard, and I've been so successful over here, and now it's cost me this, and you want to redo or twist, or it's this crazy trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, I think for me the toughest thing is, and I still can't, and I literally work on this every day, I can't let things go. And so where if I think I failed as a dad or I failed as a husband, it's not about, okay, the next day, and okay, that's in the past, let's correct it. I want to go back and fix everything. And so I can't let stuff go. And it's hard for me to forgive. And so I get stuck in this cycle of stuff that's really bothering me or I'm beating myself up about. It's a circle. I keep doing it. I actually have a presentation tomorrow with EO, Entrepreneurs Organization, on that topic, because I can't let go and forgive. And
so you hold a grudge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do.
But but see, the fact that you can acknowledge it is huge, because I feel a lot of people I know that are big grudge holders, they can't even really acknowledge it.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's just they don't want to give the other person the satisfaction or the situation the satisfaction of admitting it's bothering them. No, I hold a grudge. I wish I could let stuff go.
Well, the poison, the quote about the poison, right? It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Oh yeah, well.
But it's so true. Because that's what I've always, I don't know how I kind of do know how I don't hold a grudge. I've seen some, pretty gnarly things in terms of people who know how to hold grudges and what it does. And so I've just always naturally not been that way. But I do believe in that thoroughly, that you hold those things inside and it manifests.
I think the way I do it's even worse, because a lot of people would never think that something still bothers me, or I think back 10 years, or but it's all internal. Like it's not external for me. It's like I don't show it.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I can't let stuff go.
Do you go to therapy regularly?
No, so that's the other one that I probably should do. You know, even like my divorce, like we never went to therapy. Like I think we went 2 or 3 times when all that happened. But no, there's a lot of shit that I need to work on that would probably be really good for me. But it's also I just haven't found the right person that I can like talk to.
It really is. I think that's the. I was lucky to find. I have a woman that I go to. I love her, and I think she probably thinks I'm batshit crazy sometimes. I'm like, do you think I'm this? What do you think about this? And she's probably thinking like, no one tries to self-diagnose the way that you do. But it's like even if you don't have like, and you don't have to go every week. And we've gone months and months without. But it's nice to just have this person that has your history and like can just give you. She's given me so many tools.
Yeah.
Like weird tools that I can think of mentally that I use to this day. You know, it's just so helpful, but it is hard. It's like dating.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I haven't tried or I haven't met with people or I haven't tried different things. Nothing's stuck for me yet.
Yeah.
You know, so I've done the whole ketamine thing. I've done like all that stuff.
How did that go for you?
Well, so you had Caldwell on the show. So that's who did mine. It really great experience for me. It spiraled me.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was cool to go through it, but it almost desensitizes you to like it doesn't. It's like certain things that you might be worrying about, you don't worry about it anymore, and it allows you to see kind of a bigger picture. But it got me to a point where I just didn't care. Like I didn't care about anything, and so that's when I got to my really dark spot. Was after all that, and I talked to Dave about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that one wasn't for me.
How many did you do?
I did the 5 sessions. So it was 5 weeks in a row. They're like 1-hour sessions, all controlled, and that experience doing it is amazing. It's especially after the first one, because then you kind of realize your journey and how you can kind of control it, and if you do see like a dark spot, you kind of go to it instead of away from it. But yeah, it spiraled me.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I still would recommend it. I mean, I think it was a good experience.
Yeah. So what's the future for pins? Like, what are you seeing? Do you see yourself still doing that in 5 years? Like, what's the plan?
The way that we're set up with Rise is, we bring things to market, scale them, show profitability, and then we let them go. Pins was getting to that stage where, earlier this year, we went through a sale process. We started it last year, and so, other business owners will say, going through a sale process or anything like that, it's draining. I didn't realize how draining it was, not just for me, but for my team as well, to go through that. And then you go through it, and the number's not where you want it, or the multiple's not there, or your same store sales are down. And then again, you feel like you were solving to this thing, and it was all in the plan, and then it didn't happen. And so we pulled it, and we said we're not going to do this right now. And so again, it's one of those things where it's like, did I just fail at something? And so I concentrate on that. I concentrate on not getting that done this year. And I don't concentrate on, we opened 3 new locations in the last 4 months, and we did an amazing job, and the team did a great job on that. Like, I just can't focus on the good. I can't.
Do you think it's because of how you grew up?
Yeah, without question. Again, I've always wanted more. it's just the way I've always been. But yeah, I mean, at some point, it's like, when's enough?
Well, I was just going to ask you, like, have you ever like sat with yourself in these moments of solitude to say, like, what is enough for me? Like, as you're mapping out the year, and this is a question I'm asking myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is enough?
Yeah, I would say as every day goes by, it gets less and less because it's at some point just the peace and the just not the total grind all the time. It wears on you. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, there was always a number in my head, and there's always a number in my head, like for the business we develop, because it's part of the plan. But I don't know if that number is so important anymore. as it is, the team that got us there, rewarding them and them getting something out of it, and being able to move on to what's next. So
how do you talk to yourself inside? Are you pretty hard on yourself? Like are you real critical of yourself?
Oh God, yeah. Again, I focus on what's wrong.
Right. But so have you ever tried, have you ever shifted that dialogue and tried it?
I've tried so many things.
You didn't realize you were in a therapy session, did you?
No, what the fuck?
And guess what? I'm really cheap by the hour. I'm a bargain basement therapist, but it's called street therapy. But I'm telling you what, Troy.
Nice.
I'll turn this ship right around.
Yeah, no, I've tried tons of different techniques. I've tried a lot of different things. Just nothing has stuck. I'm also impatient, though.
Well, you know what I also think? I think that at least what I see, especially for, successful males and not just males, but I think everyone's looking for this big thing. And I'm not saying that ketamine doesn't work, or I have no experience with those things to say yes or no. I sometimes just think it's the tiny hinge that can swing the door, like the big door. Mm-hmm. And I think a smart guy like you that would say, okay, it's just like building any kind of muscle. It's well, how do I talk to myself? That might sound silly, but just shifting kind of instead of constantly fuck, why? It's damn, I did that. Or that's pretty fucking cool. Or trying to just little shifts in the way you're.
I think deep down, it's not important to me. So because I try to do that. I'll try to, this year, for example, if I look back, what we've accomplished this year, a lot of great things. Business wise, but I'll try to build myself up and be celebrate the wins. You look back and I can write on a list everything that we've accomplished, but those 5 things over on the other side that we didn't or didn't go right, they just always take precedent for me. To me, they're more important. It's just the way I'm wired. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's why I'm so fucked up and I'm an angry person.
Hey, back to you being an asshole. Yeah, way to swing that back around, Troy.
Yeah. No, it's because, so my friends that know me, you put me in any situation and I'm fine and I can be personable, but I generally don't like people. And so I would much rather be by myself or with a small group than I don't like going to events and I don't like that type of stuff. So
I can feel that.
Yeah. So
what made you say yes to this?
I followed the show. I'm always up for a conversation, and you always seem positive and happy, and so I just wanted to come in here and piss you off and make you angry or something. I
think you're great.
No, and I've purposely this last year and a half continued to put myself in situations that I normally wouldn't do. Because it'd be easy for me to just say, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And, I canceled once because my eye, literally, I broke a blood vessel in my eye. It was solid red. And, and we rescheduled. And I was like, God damn it, now I got to build myself up to do this again. So I, even though it's not something I would normally do or like to do, I realized that when I make myself do it afterwards, it gives me a different perspective.
Well, I hope it hasn't been that painful for you.
No, it's not.
So what would you say to people who do say those things about you, or do you just not even care?
So I care. I think there was a time when I really didn't. And I think it's more, I care more now because there was times when, I was an asshole, or I didn't approach things the right way, or, and I still don't. I have no filter. My ex-wife or anybody who's ever dated me will say my delivery is awful. But I care more than most people do. For me, it's more if people feel that way about me, fine. I'm fine with that. And you have every right to. But get to know me as I've evolved as a person, and frankly, I think I owe it to them more than anything. It's easy to blame everything on the owner of the company or this or that. But I'd say 75% of it I probably earned. I mean, to be completely fucking honest, like, it just is what it is. So
Yeah, no, but you're self-reflective, and I think too, people can like take a snapshot in time of someone and then call them something. And like you said, I've evolved a lot since the asshole days. I'm still an asshole, but maybe I'm a 3 on a scale of,
I just know I am now.
1 to 10. Listen, I'm all about accountability. I love it. Well, I've really enjoyed this. I mean, I give you a good solid 10 out of 10. Anything else you want to like spit out, make sure you get out before we close the door?
No, I can't believe you got me to talk about the Bogey though.
Really? So I opened with that.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's just again, I get a lot of questions about that right now.
So maybe like putting it out there though is like, okay, that would be such a great, like, how to improve the atmosphere there. Like, that's an incredible opportunity for whatever these 4, quadrants, Shawnee Hills, Dublin, whoever. Like, let's all just figure out a way to play in the sandbox and get this incredible thing happening. I think it's so neat.
I mean, again,
Who do I need to call?
Yeah, that's the first thing everyone says, and everyone's like, "Well, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that," and so that's the one thing. And I think this is also the important thing that's allowed me to evolve and kind of work on myself is I surround myself with really good people. Like my team and what they do and how they've allowed me to kind of step away and concentrate on what I'm really good at. Like, I love to develop. I love to create. I love what's new. And I get so excited about that. I've realized over the years that my CFO feels the same way about money. and so there's like, because I'm really good at, these 3 things, there's other people that are the things that I'm not good at, that they're just so passionate about and they geek out at. Mm-hmm. And I think the more that I pull myself out of it or I step away, that's why we've been able to grow the way we have and take on things. I have a really, really good team around us. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming and not canceling on me again. And I really appreciate you bringing gifts. Yeah. Where is that gift? We should open it while I'm on here.
But so it's a lot of our swag and one of my new favorite shirts. That's
this was so nice.
Our Austin location.
So generous.
Oh, that's a new knit cap. I didn't realize we had those until we put it in the bag.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Love the color. I'll be keeping that.
That's one of my new favorites.
So cute.
So that's from our Austin location.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's a big one though.
I love it. Well, lucky. Good thing I'm a big woman.
not big that way.
Good thing I'm a big woman.
So you gotta.
Ooh,
there you go. So this was I had.
Is this a buckle? I mean, you are really outdoing yourself here. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, how cool is that?
So that was a kind of a joke.
That's so great.
I was like, I'm gonna get these made, and I've never worn one yet, but.
Oh my gosh, I love. Yeah. Man, you're really raising the bar here. Yeah. So cool.
And then I will say.
This is cool.
That one got worn on, I think
I'll be wearing that.
The Tonight Show or something by someone. And then, we have the most comfortable sweatshirts.
I love it.
So.
Look at that. Well, thank you, Troy.
So there you go. See, if I would have canceled again, you would have got twice as much.
Man, you couldn't cancel on me again. And no. Once you say yes to me, though, I just keep following you. Like, literally. I'll just keep following you. All right, thank you so much,
You're
Troy.
welcome.
This has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And if you're still out there following your girl, follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, go to Pins and keep moving, baby.